Hello there and welcome to ManageEngine's Leadership Talks. In this video series, we will talk to our leaders on the 20 years transformation story of ManageEngine.
From humble beginnings to creating a technology ecosystem for enterprises, it's been a great journey. In this series, our leaders will share their experience, give us insights to inspire you all.
Settle in, enjoy the conversations and learn from our leaders. Hello and welcome to Leadership Talks. We have with us Sridhar Iyengar, Head of ManageEngine, Europe.
Thanks for having me here.
So Sridhar, during the dot-com bust, we were solely relying on web NMS. What led us to start ManageEngine?
That was a very turbulent time in our history. So this was back in the late 90s. So during the web NMS days, that was the first product line that we put out. All our customers were, a lot of them, there was this big optical network boom. So a lot of them were optical startup in telecom. And during the dot-com bust, that was the segment, that was the industry that suffered a lot. So almost in that 1 year, a lot of our customers, web NMS customers, went out of business. And that led us to think hard on what next should we do, because we were profitable, we had the technology, we had the financial horsepower, we had the eagerness to do more and build more products. So we were looking to diversify into something else. And we were looking at a bigger market to address. And that's where we were thinking of looking at the enterprise IT market, because a lot of our telecom customers also were asking us, how can we use this in an enterprise IT scenario? So we're looking at a bigger market, reusing the technology and people, and build products for enterprise IT.
So we started with network management with tools like Applications Manager and Op Manager. So did that pose as a threat when we decided to branch out?
Well, to be honest, our intention when we got into the enterprise IT management was to basically cover the entire spectrum of the market, end to end. So we had to make a start somewhere. And due to our roots in telecom network management, the easiest thing for us to start with was network management, because you have commonality of the domain knowledge and a bit of technology as well. So we started off with network management. The idea was to go beyond that. But that was not very clear to our customers who would use Op Manager. And then as we brought out other new products, those products, so they would see us as Op Manager customers, they didn't see the other products, but the other products built credibility in its own space, be it the AD suites of product, or be it the service desk product in the ITSM space, or be it the endpoint user management product. Those built their credibility as the best of breed in their own segment over time.
Can you tell us how ManageEngine transformed from a product into a brand? What are the drivers behind the transformation?
Well, when we started out, at that point, most of us in the company were engineers who didn't know much about branding and marketing. So we started out doing what we knew best, which was building out products. And what we realized is over time, as we built and put out different products, customers would come back and say that the product name were emphasized more than the brand name. So customers would see themselves as Op Manager customers, or Service Desk Plus customers, or Desktop Central customers. They wouldn't see themselves as ManageEngine customers. So at a certain point, that we realized that worked to our disadvantage, because they don't see us as a broad, all-encompassing brand. And we felt that we're losing out in terms of communicating that value of the brand power to customers. And we decided to put more strong emphasis and energy behind unifying them into one brand. That meant, from a marketing standpoint, from a product user interface standpoint, from the website standpoint, making that more unified experience across ManageEngine products. So we realized that, and now if you look at that, that's paid off, where customers may come to us starting off with a Service Desk Plus or an Op Manager, and they soon realize we've got a lot more offerings beyond that. And when they have a need for something else, they would look at the ManageEngine suite of products, look what else can they use, and then adopt other products from us. So as a result of that, we have a lot of customers who grow with us over time in terms of the number of products that they buy from us.
So the enterprise IT management space is pretty crowded. Where do you think we stand against the competition like the Big Four and the other niche players?
So the enterprise IT management market has always been crowded, be it now or be it 20 years back. And most of the time when you hear enterprise IT management, it's about serious people in suits trying to sell you something, and then they would see the product. Our approach to this market has been very different. So we've always believed that you have to show instant gratification to the customer. That means the products that we build have to be easy to deploy to customers. They should see value within a day or a few days. It's not about weeks and months. So that's the first thing. The second is be very approachable as a company. That means if a customer has any questions, and that could be related to product capabilities, it could be related to pricing, it could be related to support, you can connect to anyone in the company at any levels. So approachable, that's very important. So we want to be known as a company that's very easy to do business with. And the third point is we've always been a company that is product led. That means we continue to innovate the products, invest in it in terms of capabilities, features, value that customers can see. It could be not just within the product, but also across product, integration with other products in the ManageEngine suite, but also third-party products that customers already have to protect their own investments. And that's been our belief, because only then can customers see real value in the suite.
How has customers' feedback contributed to our growth?
That's a very loaded question, and I think tremendously. The short answer is tremendously, and I'll tell you how. Because when we started out ManageEngine, we didn't have a lot of depth in enterprise IT management. A lot of that was learned by building products, interacting with our customers, interacting with our partners, and there was a lot of learning involved, and a lot of feedback, good and bad, and that helped us learn and improve and get better at it.
Right.
So what we've realized is that's one of our strengths. We've been a listening organization that listens to customers, partners, our own teams, and we have channels inside that help the good ideas bubble up, irrespective of where they come from. Externally, similarly, we have forums where customers can engage with us, give us their honest feedback. We've been trying to be very transparent there. Same with partners as well. So we have a lot of avenues how our customers, partners, or our own teams can engage and be part of this. What does it take to improve, both on the business side or on the process side or on the product side?
Do you see ManageEngine as a future-ready enterprise?
Absolutely. And I think we owe it to our customers to be that. Because IT is never the same. Businesses environments are never the same. Things always evolve, they always change. When we've seen a big change in the last 2 years, where due to the pandemic, most of us are working from home, but still work continues, and you can really be working from anywhere, and you have the safety protection of your IT systems to be ready for you to continue that work. So we at ManageEngine continue to invest in areas that can help our customers be ready for the futures. So things like trends like be it adoption to the cloud. That's something we invested way back, and we basically made that option available to customers, that it's there, and when they're ready, they can adopt it. Things like data privacy, which has been a fundamental part of our own business model. We've held this belief very firmly that our data that we hold, our customers' data belong to them, we will never monetize it. So data privacy is something we've taken very seriously. That is another thing that customers are waking up to, as privacy is getting a lot of awareness post GDPR. And third is, of course, about the security of the system. This is all the more so during the pandemic years, when you're not at the office, you don't see who's logging in, you're not seeing who's accessing your systems, and that can be a nightmare for IT security people as part of your IT team. And they need to be confident that their systems can handle these kind of security risks or threats, and they know the problems before it occurs. So we invest in these areas before it can pose a challenge for our customers.
So Sridhar, moving to the culture side of things, has ManageEngine's culture evolved?
I believe so. So as a child grows, from a child to teenage, adulthood, we've also evolved as an organization. So all the products that you see were built by people who didn't have the background, who learned it and did it. So that was a lot of learning for individuals. If you see the entire way we've built up our leadership team was also from within. That means people also evolved, challenging themselves to step up and take more responsibility. That's how people have evolved. The company, the products, and the process has evolved over a period of years, and so has the ecosystem around us. Right? There are certain elements of the company and culture that has remained the same, and there are certain that have evolved and improved. So what has stayed the same is, as a company, our core DNA, philosophy, business model that has stayed the same. We're still a very technology-oriented company who want to bring the best of breed technology that provides value to our customers. We still strive very hard to win our customers' business. We try to learn about new areas and technology and offer those products, put out new products, put out new features. So those elements have been the same. And what has evolved is our own understanding of the market by engaging with our customers, with our partners, building up that depth and breadth of what does it take to make ourselves better than what's out there already. So we can see that there are a lot of elements which have been the same and become more polished, and some which have evolved a lot more over time.
Perfect. Sridhar, I understand that most of our leaders and managers have been with us for over the last 2 decades. What's really causing the stickiness?
Yeah. So we as a company have been very fortunate to have a lot of our senior folks stay with us for a long time. I think based on the data that I've seen, the average tenure of a manager is around 10 to 12 years in the company. And I would count ourselves as being very fortunate to have that kind of a number. I think the key is the environment that people work in. They really thrive and it brings out the best in them. So they're given a lot of freedom to innovate and bring their ideas to the table, of course, in the purview of what it takes to solve a customer's problem. But they're able to apply their mind in the best possible way, and that shows in the result that they're able to see. They can see the result of their work. And they themselves grow as individuals and professionals over a period of years. So if you look at it, all the products that are built right now are led by folks that have been with us for several years. And they've stepped up to take a position of leadership across products, across product groups, and they've basically established what it takes to take that product line further. That means they drive the growth for that product line. So that goes universally across various roles that we have. So they have a lot of freedom. They've basically grown personally and professionally, and there's a lot of learning. So them as an individual are continuously learning, and that's a result of the sheer breadth and depth of the portfolio that we have. So if we look at it, we cover the entire spectrum of enterprise IT, and that's a large area to play in. And for our teams, there's a lot of area to cover in terms of knowledge and creativity in terms of what they want to do. And that really drives them and keeps their energy going. So there's no scope for them to be bored. And that keeps them challenged and that keeps them driven to do more and more, better and better, everything else, being considered. So as a result of, our teams and employees staying for so long, the products and the company has benefited tremendously as well. So if we look at it, the products that we built over the last 15 years requires a certain level of domain knowledge and expertise because we've built it organically from scratch. And that kind of a knowledge that's required to build these kind of products cannot be built overnight.
Right.
So the reason it's successful and it's possible that we're able to build these products is only because people have stuck around in a certain area for so long. They've been trying to solve these problems for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And that, by doing that, they've gotten better at it. And that reflects in the product itself.
How can other IT leaders build a customer-centric environment?
I think it comes back to the same point of being an organization that listens. And I think it's not just a customer-centric, it has to start with the employee-centric. So you have to be listening to both employees and customers. You have to be an organization that is able to open channels where you're reachable, you're approachable, because customers will give you feedback. And sometimes it's not even customers. You may actually hear it from your employees who are listening to the customers, who are talking to partners and so on. So it comes down to building this kind of a receptive enterprise, receptive company that's got its eyes and ears open, but also willing to adapt and change, being able to implement on those feedback. I think that's the key part of getting this done successfully.
What has been the role of partners in the evolution of ManageEngine?
So partners have played a very crucial role in shaping ManageEngine up and for where we are today. So we see basically the three legs of our business. One is the employee, second is customer, and third is the partner. So in a lot of cases, partners are an extension of our own team. In the lot of countries where we don't have a direct presence, partner represent us. That's basically the reseller and distribution partners. And there are also technology partners who work with us, build complementing products, complementing technologies that can offer better value to customers. So let me come back to the distributor and reseller partners. So they're the face of ManageEngine in several countries. And a lot of customers see them as ManageEngine and basically engage with them in terms of finding solution using ManageEngine and to help build or implement or train on how to use the products and so on. The relationship with our own partners has evolved from being a purely business relationship to a more casual and business relationship because that's a human relationship involved, and they see us as friends, which means that you have business, but also if you have problems, you can talk to each other and sort it out because that's very obvious. When you have a business relation, there may be ups and downs, you may disagree on certain points, but the key thing is, are you able to sit together and resolve them in a friendly way? And that's what we have with our partners. And they've helped us grow tremendously over a period of years. They're also our ears and eyes on the ground who provide feedback on how we are doing in each of these different markets, what does it take to improve, and give us that outside in perspective on that.
So, Sridhar, in ManageEngine's 20-year journey, we've made a lot of decisions. Some of the decisions could have gone wrong. How did we deal with those situations?
That's an interesting one because you know, business never goes as per plan. You have a business plan and an idea, but it always evolves, and there are curveballs and surprises all the time. And it depends on how you handle those situations. I'll talk about two situations. When we started ManageEngine, so the target was enterprise IT management. So we were wondering how to get the word out. How do you start your marketing campaign and create awareness about ManageEngine, right? So first thought was, if you're ManageEngine, you basically need to target enterprises, and that's where you need to start. You have to hire a lot of experienced enterprise folks who can target that segment. And for us, that was a tough challenge because the trust with the market was not there at the point when we started out because we didn't have any products to back it up. So we fell back on our roots and said that let's go with a product-led approach, build products, and the product's credibility and capability would speak for itself. It'll take long time to build, but longer term strategy that would work. That's one example. The second example is technology is not the be all and end all.
Right.
So when we started out managing again, we had a product that was very superior in terms of technology, and this was basically a technology that was put out as a network management specification. We thought that that would revolutionize the world. However, that technology didn't pick up, and as a result of that, the product didn't pick up. So this was a case where we were betting a lot on the technology and the product and didn't work out. And then we said, okay, but there are other products that we can sell as well. So that's the second example of how things didn't go as per planned. But we always, there's always a backup plan of if this doesn't work, what else? So one of the things that we've always consciously done is ManageEngine is a suite of products that offers several products. It's a way for us to diversify into market. If there is a specific market that is affected by, let's say, economic or a technology crisis, you have other markets to serve. So that keeps us relevant as a company.
Sridhar, so we have a unique business model. We are self-funded and we are bootstrapped. So does that matter to our customers?
I think so. I think it matters, but not that we are bootstrapped per se. It matters what that enables us to do for our customers. So if you look at it, what does bootstrapping or being self-funded or profitable help us do? It means that we've taken a path where we don't want external decision maker to affect our path, our journey of being in business forever. That's what we say. We want to be in business forever. How that is beneficial for customers is they don't have to deal with a vendor who may find an expert path very soon. Because once that happens, the customer will be in a situation that they have to find alternatives. They have to go through this evaluation. So in that sense, you're dealing with a vendor, you're not dealing with a partner who will stay with you for long term. We consider ourselves as wanting to be in the business long term. That means we want to stay as partners with our customers, to be with them along their journey to solve problems. So that's the path we have chosen.
How has ManageEngine's culture evolved?
One thing that has improved over the period of years is as we have solved harder problems for our customers, as products have become more scalable, our own confidence level as a company, as individuals, as engineers, marketers, that has gone up tremendously. And we are now confident of solving bigger problems and scale up better to solve a need of a larger customer. And that has changed over a period of time compared to what we were 15 years back.
Thank you for joining us and for your valuable insights, Sridhar. I hope you found it interesting as well. Please join us for yet another episode of Leadership Talks.